As you all know by now, I'm from the UK. So when I'm on the lookout for ghosts or cryptids, I like to keep it UK. But cryptids are quite hard because we don't really have anywhere near the forest that Russia, America, or the forestry that places in Asia have, or South America. So it's difficult to try and find a cryptid that could survive in what we have in the UK. However, I've stumbled upon one. If we go back in time to the 1970s, in the southernmost part of the UK, in Cornwall, in Bodmin Moor, we will hear about the beast. Now, this thing ranges from all types of kind of conspiracy as to whether it's an ABC, alien big cat, or just a black panther that's escaped a zoo or circus. Or is it a paranormal animal that people are now seeing that used to live here many, many years ago? People don't know. But there is an abundance of pictures with this one. Not usual, but I'm going to show a few pictures here, and in my eyes, this is definitely a big cat living down south in the UK. So these pictures that I've just shown, they also come with sightings and stories and what people have heard. People aren't just taking a picture and claiming that this is just a big cat. They are claiming that they've heard a woman screaming and then this creature has appeared. The sightings of this creature, cryptid, paranormal cat, alien big cat, were so common that in 1995 the government actually funded an investigation into whether this thing existed or not. The Agricultural Development Advisory Service spent 26 days around Bodmin Moor. $8,500 was spent for them to try and track down and find out once and for all if a big cat, alien, paranormal, ghost was kicking about Bodmin Moor. Now this is new for BB Kingle, because I've never done a cryptid where they've been like, it may actually exist this. We better have a look. That's coming from the government. Their conclusion was bullshit. They said everything that had been claimed wasn't true. They didn't find any evidence of any big cat whatsoever. And obviously if it was a ghost, they wouldn't have seen it, and an alien, they couldn't get any evidence for that either. So in 1995, the sightings that had gone on for 20 years had now been put to bed as this thing does not exist. In 2020, a woman claimed to have seen this long-legged, red, yellow-eyed cat running across a country road. And there's also been multiple sightings on the Beast of Bodmin Moor forum. People were just not letting it down. It had been deemed as not real, but there were still sightings of this. And me looking at these pictures I showed at the start, it's pretty clear that there is some form of big cat out there. But is it an alien that had done some animal mutilation? These pictures I'm showing now are quite graphic, so I do apologise, but these are all types of animal mutilation. I'll do a proper video on this later, but they feel as though that an alien has brought down this panther to disguise itself as a panther and do some alien mutilation. Farmers and other people who enjoy walks had found cattle with eyes missing, teeth missing, some serious surgeon work just to take bits of the animal. The animals are obviously dead, but then after they'd been killed, it was like a surgeon had performed some kind of surgery on them to get the bits of information from the animal that they wanted, and they preserved it. So was this panther actually an alien, and this was all just a big kind of camouflage for the alien to get the information it needed? And once it had done this, it just went. Sadly, I think not. So as cool as it would be to have an alien big cat in the UK, I think there's a few reasonable explanations to what this could be. A woman called Mary Chipperfield released 3 pumas into the wild in 1978 due to her zoo closing down. She was a circus performer. Also, Dartmouth Zoo claimed in 2016 that during the 1980s they also released some pumas due to not being able to afford to keep them in the zoo. So say if 3 were released from Dartmouth and the other previous 3 from Mary Chipperfield, then they would have just been kicking around the countryside. There'd have been an abundance of food because obviously the apex predator is the fox, which the puma can outmatch easily. However, the cold weather might have been an issue. But say if they did manage to breed and thrive, then that could be the reason why these pictures have been seen still to this day, because that generation is still going on. I feel that's a very, very reasonable explanation, and there actually were pumas down south, but they were just released from a zoo. Sadly, they're not paranormal. I don't even know why a paranormal panther would be. You obviously get paranormal people like ghosts, so why can't you get ghost pumas? I don't know, I just don't believe it. But that Dartmouth Zoo in 2016, when they came up with that, even scientists claimed that this would be a lot of rubbish due to weather, food, and obviously when they'd done the research, the pumas technically should have been alive because they lived for quite a while, but there was no signs of them whatsoever. But this alien big cat, ABC, is even being seen as far up as Scotland. So is there an alien big cat out there? Or was it just a few pumas that got released from a zoo in the 70s and 80s and people seen them? Still doesn't cover why people are still seeing them to this day, but it's an explanation. And I'm more inclined to sadly go with that. Because alien big cats just... No, that's too far beyond me belief, that one, because I can't wrap my head around that. But the aliens could be laughing at me, saying, "We've tricked Kingle. We've tricked all those other people, because no one knows any different, while we're doing our business, getting our info." Now, if you like this video, check this one out here. I know you'll love it. Now, join me on my quest for finding paranormal sightings and events beyond my belief.